and started to dominate about at the 23.5 mile marker. They pulled away from Sammy Kitwara of Kenya.
You can see the wreckage in the background there, can't you? There's Regassa and Kitwara. Regassa to the top right of picture, Kitwara to the top left, the sole Kenyan of these four. But these two with, what, about 6 or 7 minutes of running to do, certainly heading for a course record. It's going to be a special time.
Okay, let's go to the Xfinity course and world record splits. There they are.
And they just came through 40K about 158.04, which puts them on pace. For about a 2:04.33. So we're definitely going to see course record here today. The question of the day is it going to be Kebede? Is it going to be Lalesa? Lalesa has been content for the last mile just to ride behind Kebede. Kebede continues to reel off mile after mile in the 440 to 435 range, and it looks like Lalesa had made an attempt to draw even with him, and then Kebede said, no, I want to keep this lead. Tony, what are you seeing down there? Is Kebede trying to knock him out at this point?
Well, you know, during the commercial break, Kebede motioned with his left arm like, come on, help share the lead. He doesn't like, nobody does. Nobody likes somebody just drafting behind him. Because, I mean, Kebede knows darn well 2010 and what happened there. He had the lead on Sammy the entire way. And when they went over the bridge at Roosevelt for the final stretch, Sammy put the dagger in his soul. Well, he doesn't want Lalesa to do that to him. But Lalesa said, I know what the pain of the last miles of Chicago is as well. So one of these guys is going to be disappointed again. But Kebede, in many ways, has earned the victory. He just hasn't sealed the deal. And he's getting tired. 1 mile to go. 1:59.50, 1 mile to go.
Tony, it looks like Kebede's getting a bit of a gap on him. Do you think he's reaching for another gear now?
Well, I think what happened was, again, he waved him to join him. And he says, either you're going to join me or I'm going to try to drive you away. If you're not going to help, then stop hurting. So he's trying to drive him away. Lalesa's eyes are down. He's doing a lot of internal monitoring, but the gap is opening. The gap is opening. Kebede with a slight look over his shoulder. Kebede looks better this year than he did in 2010 at this same point.
But there's a nice symmetry to this, isn't there, Tony? Kebede here 2 years later. Sammy Wanjiru, as you said, God bless him, no longer with us now. That was the only man that stopped him on that day in one of the greatest clashes ever here on the streets of Chicago. This is not far behind that in quality of clash, I have to tell you. But Kebede now beginning to ease away. He's the more determined of the two. He was a London champion 2 years ago, and he's coming here now. Looks to me, that gap is significant, Tony. He's going to be Chicago champion.
Right now, the string is broke. He's free, he's away, and he looks good 41K, right at 2:01. Yeah, he's not through running. If there's somebody who would come back on him, which Lalesa is not doing, it looks like Kebede would have a response. This guy's going to go a hell of a last 12K. He took the lead at 30K, and he's now got the lead. It looks like he's got the win. He's still got some running to do, but he's looking great.
All right, thank you, Tony. And he is going to shatter. He is on pace to shatter. He will shatter the course record here set by Moses Mosop a year ago of 2:05.37. He is well ahead of that pace. And what reminds me a little about body types. You look at the length of the man behind him, Lalesa. It's a stark contrast, and in some ways he looks a little bit like Sammy Wanjiru, but the same height, stocky, if there is such a thing as a stocky runner, marathon runner.
Well, Kebede all day long has been the guy, has been the driving force of that pack. He's the man when nobody wanted to take the pace, he took it. He's the front runner, and this certainly is he certainly has earned this victory today if he can hold on to this.
And there's a certain justice to that, isn't there? You know, I think most people who can associate with the emotions of endurance sport, never mind about just running, they like to see the guy who's put in the hard yards, who's put in the effort, get his due reward. And he has led. He's the man who broke it up. It was all pretty cozy through halfway and well beyond. He's the man who's done the damage and kept asking the questions. Lalesa's got to be hurting just to see somebody easing away from you gradually like that, and you're absolutely powerless to do anything about it.
And Lalesa certainly fought the good fight, staying with him late and even drawing up to his shoulder at one point in time. But Kebede just putting in the consistent work. Looks so fluid at this point in time. there's going to be no way that Lalessa is going to battle back for this.
Lalessa was third in 2010, and he's on pace too still. He's for that to break the course record as well.
Oh, they're both going to set big PRs here. I mean, I don't think there's anything about that. Kibede, 2:55.18 in Fukuoka 2009. This is best run in 3 years.
Lalessa 2:05.23 in Rotterdam. So both these and they're gonna crack the Kenyan stronghold on this title here. The last 9 winners have been from Kenya.
That's exactly right, denying the Kenyans that 10 straight wins. And it looks like it will be a 1-2-3. We haven't yet seen how Regassa is going against Kidwara in that other battle for the third spot on the rostrum.
Well, he's past the 26-mile mark at this point.
He's got the bit between his teeth and pumping hard, working hard, and the gap is opening up so quickly now. And I think Lalessa recognises the victory's gone and second place is assured. So in a way, psychologically, very, very tough to keep pushing hard in that situation.
And he's made the final turn now. The finish line is in sight. He will be the first Ethiopian male winner here at the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. Now saluting the crowd.
200 yards to go. Here he comes, Feyisa Lalessa of Ethiopia. And he will break the Chicago Marathon, the Bank of America Chicago Marathon course record. Tsege Kibede from Ethiopia has done it. Beating his countryman, Feyisa Lalessa of Ethiopia. A 1-2 finish for the Ethiopians. Kibede becomes the first Ethiopian ever to win this race.
And he enjoyed that one, didn't he?
Oh my gosh.
And here comes Regassa. Regassa's made the turn. A great debut marathon for him. He's going to be in the 2:05 range.
That is some debut. And he's learned something too, because when he pushed hard about 20 minutes ago, you said, Ed, I could tell you were saying, in effect, he's gone too early because of the naivety of a first-time marathon runner. You realise how long those last 4 miles are.
Well, Regassa continues running well past the finish line. But a great performance for third place.
And finally in 5th place, the first Kenyan, the Kenyan police officer, Sammy Kitwara. He hung there for a while till about the 22-mile mark, and then the 3 Ethiopians, Kibede, Lalessa, and Regassa, all pulled away. Kibede with the victory and the new Chicago world record.
Sammy Kitwara, 4th.